This next story comes from the AITAH subreddit and is titled, "My best friend's wife told him that she had an affair with me," plus update. The last 4 days have been the most horrible in my life. I have no idea how to deal with anything and wanted to get opinions on what to do next since I see posts like this on Reddit. My best friend's wife told him that she had an affair with me, which never happened. That's complicated. We'll go ahead and red flag that. I, 35 male, have been married to my wife, 35 female, for 8 years. Oh shit, he's freaking married too. We have 2 wonderful kids, but this is about my friend Josh, 35 male, and his wife, Mary, 34 female. I met Josh during my freshman year of college, and we have been friends ever since. We have always shared our love for tech, and he is always my go-to guy when I need someone to talk to. Josh started dating Mary 5 years ago. Let's say Mary has a very different set of morals than my wife or me. She's very loud, manipulative, and just craves attention. Josh and Mary had been dating on and off for 4 years. They broke up often, but somehow always ended up together after a few months. Mary is always the one who breaks up with Josh and then takes him back. I also know that Mary cheated on Josh at least with 2 guys when they were dating, but somehow convinced him that he was not putting enough effort into the relationship. Josh always blames himself for Mary not being happy. My wife also knows about all of this and has always kept her distance from Mary. However, we do meet her often during parties with friends. Josh and Mary got married last year. Last month, Josh found out that Mary was cheating on him again and had an affair with one of her co-workers. Josh was completely broken and stayed at our place for a week before going back and confronting Mary and kicking her out of the house. Josh bought the house before marriage, and hence, he had to get the cops involved to kick her out. From what we know, Mary moved back to her parents' house. I've been helping Josh through the process, and he filed for divorce last week. Last Saturday, Mary came to Josh's house to collect her stuff along with her dad. I had advised Josh to get out of the house when they came, but he wanted to make sure that she did not take anything that did not belong to her. During her visit, Josh got into a fight with Mary, and Mary told Josh that she had an affair with me while they were married, and we used to do it in their bedroom. This is all 100% false. I have always known that Mary was trouble and kept my distance for her. I feel like she is just trying to hurt Josh by saying that. After that incident, Josh got extremely agitated and came to our house. I saw that he was distressed and knew something was wrong. As I opened the door, he started cursing at me and accusing me of sleeping with Mary. Okay, I'm red flagging this because Josh ought to know better, right? This woman is bonkers enough to sleep around, come back, gaslight you into thinking it's all your fault, and then just randomly goes for the jugular by throwing a random name out there, and it happens to be your best friend who is married, and you believe it? Come on, bro. Come on. You are better than that, Josh. I don't even know you, but come on. Luckily, the kids were not at home, but my wife and I were there, and we were both shocked by what he was saying. He tried to punch me, but luckily he hit my shoulder and I was able to wrestle him on the ground and calm him down. I kept on telling him that what Mary told him was completely false and I had never spent a single minute with her alone in my life. My wife threatened to call the cops and he left. After he left, my wife was completely inconsolable. It took me hours to calm her down and convince her that Mary was manipulating Josh. I work from home and rarely leave my house without my wife or kids. I think she believes me, but she has been different for the last 4 days. Son of a bitch. This poor freaking guy. I mean, anybody could be randomly accused of this at any freaking point in time, and what you just have to deal with your life imploding. There's no due process for this. It's not something that you can go prove in court or disprove. You have to prove your innocence here. What? This could happen to anybody at any freaking point in time. Josh told a lot of my close friends that I was having an affair with Mary. Again, Josh, you freaking know better here. He is not taking my calls or my wife's calls. My wife tried to call Mary, but she was also not taking our calls. All of my friends, including Josh, think that I am the biggest asshole for getting involved with his effing wife. I have no idea how to convince anyone that this is false. I'm just so frustrated. Can someone please give me advice on what I can do next? We have an update. Let's talk about this for a minute. Yeah. Well, it's not, this is not like a court case. So yeah, everybody just assumes guilt. How are you supposed to prove your innocence here? Digital footprint, maybe? But you would have to somehow subpoena her digital footprint too and try to show where I don't even know. I don't even know how to defamation, the diarrhea of the mouth that he's going out there spewing around. is extremely damaging to OP here. So he's gonna get himself into a defamation case. Poor OP here. I mean, imagine somebody coming out and accusing your partner of this. If you know at your heart, in your core that it's not true, the fact that it was still thrown out there and the fact that somebody else believes it and the fact that it's being spewed out there to a bunch of other people who now believe it too, that's got to be really, really emotionally taxing. When she's trying to destroy his life, she's trying to cause pain by taking away his friends, not giving a single shit to the turmoil that she's going to cause that friend's life because he's happily married. Okay, Mary, for sure. Ask on 1, send her straight there. This is garbage. It's like Eagle Eye. Was that the movie with Shia LaBeouf? Where a bunch of people get framed by AI and then AI blackmails them into doing a bunch of shit because it frames them for a bunch of stuff. It's like a Black Mirror kind of thing. Here's the update. I recently wrote a post about my best friend's wife, Mary, accusing me of having an affair with her that never happened. My best friend Josh was in the process of divorce with his wife when she told him, and he was spreading fake rumors about me in my friend's circle, so he bought it. First of all, thanks to user @dangerous and everyone who suggested that we should file for defamation. I just kept on thinking in my head how I could get Mary to tell the truth and convince Josh that I had completely forgotten the legal route. I was not able to update as the lawyers had told me to not say anything until we got a confession from Mary. Well, thank goodness. At least this is a route they could actually go. After posting on Reddit, my wife and I spent a few hours at night reading through all the comments. We immediately decided to explore whether we could sue Mary for defamation. Some of you suggested that I should take a polygraph test. I asked my wife if we should find a place for that, and she smiled. She said she does not doubt me one bit, but we can't let the people have any doubt that I have an affair with Mary. Our kids are friends with their kids, and we can't live with them thinking that I had an affair with Mary. She just wanted us to be strong and solve the issue as soon as possible. So did you do the polygraph then? She said we don't need it, but kind of said we need it for everybody else. In the morning, we messaged my wife's mother's friend, who is a very experienced attorney. We called her based on the time she gave us in the morning and explained the issue. She said that we should pursue the legal route, but she does not handle such cases and gave us the contact of another attorney in her firm and set up a meeting with her at noon. We went to visit her and discuss the issue. The lawyer told us that we could sue Mary as she has made false accusations and there is a precedent of considering what she did as slander, as it attacked my character, and we can prove emotional distress. However, she told us that a defamation lawsuit is a very long and expensive process and may take several years. She told us that Mary has a weak hand and she will not want to go to court. Hence, we should give her a way out by telling her to give in writing that what she said was false. Moreover, as she said the false statement to Josh, we would need Josh to state what she said. I won't go into details here, but might post it in the comments later on. However, we came up with a plan for sending her a letter of intent to sue for defamation. The attorney worked on this, and we got notified that Mary received the letter on Friday morning at her parents' place. The letter told her that we would sue her by the end of the month if she did not provide an official statement in writing that the statements she had made were false. The letter also told Mary to only communicate via the law firm regarding this matter. As planned, I messaged Josh and told him that we had decided to sue Mary for defamation due to the false statements she made about the affair. We would leave no stone unturned to prove that the allegations are false. Our lawyers will contact you next week, and we hope you cooperate with them and tell them exactly what she said to you. On Saturday morning, as I was cooking breakfast and my wife was sitting with our kids, the doorbell rang. I saw on the Ring camera that Josh and Mary were standing outside the door. Before I could tell my wife to stay back and not open the door, she bolted towards the door. She opened it and started yelling at Josh. She is 5'0" tall, but she is scary when she's angry. She just started calling him names and how can he destroy our lives when we supported him at his lowest. Josh just kept saying he just wanted to talk to me and kept repeating that. He looked down. My wife just kept on yelling at him and telling him to get lost. Mary started talking then, saying that she was sorry for what she said. Josh was abusing her as she was packing, and she said that just to hurt him. My wife turned to her and told her that she better find a good lawyer to reply to our lawyers. At last, she told Josh that if he wanted to meet me, go and first make things right for me, and then slammed the door. Wife. Wow. She went to bat. Also, can we get that clip? We'd really like to see that ring footage. I was watching all of this from the breakfast table through Ring camera and realized that we recorded the whole conversation, including Mary confessing her lies. I felt so relieved in the moment, knowing that I had proof of her telling the truth. We forwarded the video to our lawyer, and she sent a thumbs up and called us briefly to say that we should meet on Monday to discuss next steps. After an hour or so, Josh messaged our friends group that he had done a terrible thing and spread false statements about me. He is ashamed of it and wants to apologize for it. Moments later, Mary messaged saying that some statements she made were misconstrued by Josh and that what he told everyone else was false. Bitch biscuit. I'm sorry you misunderstood is not an apology. You stanky twat. Why do some people think that they can get away with that bullshit and be like, yeah, I apologized. I'm sorry you misunderstood. It's not an apology. Their relationship is going through rocking times and would thank everyone for giving them privacy and to pray for them. If I was a part of that group, I would have responded to this message. I don't know what I would say yet, but I would respond for sure. Give them privacy. They're going through a hard time. She was being abused while she was packing, so she said things to be hurtful and just destroy other people's lives, and it was no biggie. He misunderstood that I said I was having an affair with his best friend. The rest of the day has been great. I've been taking my kids to their Saturday activities and playing with them while my wife was talking on the phone with all of my friends' wives and her friends gossiping about what happened. The only thing I told her was to not send the Ring video of Josh and me from last week and not to mention Mary's affair to them. I still think it's a private matter that Josh told us in confidence, and we should respect that. Everyone was shocked that Josh attacked me physically. Regarding my friends, I made, well, you know what, I guess that lends some credence to Mary's claim there too, so could be true. Regarding my friends, I made a blanket statement that they all hate me in the last post, but in reality, 4 of my friends called me during this week to ask me what was going on. There we go. They told me they knew how crazy Mary was and asked me how they could support me. Nice. One of the friends was the one that Josh had called. He told me that Josh told him that Mary had an affair with me and he had filed for divorce. He conveniently left out the part about her cheating on him with his coworker. I don't think anyone apart from my wife and I know the whole story. He knows at least 2 of the other friends Josh called and said the same. Due to this, the gossip started spreading that they were divorcing because of me, and most of my friends were just waiting on the sidelines instead of extending support to me. I think I learned who the people are that got my back in need. Truth. About Josh, we still plan to file for a TRO against him and Mary next week. The lawyer said we should be able to get it for Josh as there is clear evidence of danger, but Mary might be a long shot. We will see what to do from there. As for our friendship, it's done. It ended the minute he decided to punch me instead of at least asking me if it was true. I can't have people like him around my wife and kids. He was a great friend, but my family and their safety have a way higher priority than him. Bravo. For Mary, I guess she wins. My wife still wants to push to get her to pay our legal fees. We will see what to do on Monday. However, she was able to destroy Josh's support system with one lie, and that was probably the goal. I was helping Josh through the whole divorce process, but he's on his own now. I also do not think many of my friends would be kind to him after the shit he tried to do at my house. I feel bad for him, and I know he needs support and professional help. However, I did my part, and I hope he understands what's right for him in the future. Thanks again for so many helpful comments. My wife also wants to thank all of you, and I'm glad that this is over now. I don't know. Because I know that it's possible for someone to be so manipulative. She mind him, right? His worldview is completely askew because it's completely fed by whatever she gives him detail-wise. He just believes it. But that's been a long grooming process. That has been a long process of her getting him to this point where he just believes everything. His worldview is dictated by her, which is super dangerous. And that's his fault too, but it's been a long process. The isolation game is a common play for narcissists here, right? In a relationship, if they start getting themselves into trouble, they have to look at who are the people that my partner is talking to here, who are talking them into standing up against me and not believing my bullshit, because those people need to go. So anybody that is a neutral party or that could be a support system or would help them in any single way has to go. The isolation game is so freaking common and it is so transparent, but it is hilarious to see these people do this shit and think that they're trailblazers and be like, you know what? I think we should take some time off from our families. I think we should go no contact with our families for a while and just focus on us. What do you think is happening? Why would that be an idea? It's control. It is the control freaking game. And if they get the sense that they're starting to lose control, they will go scorched earth on your support systems. They will isolate you. And it worked. So yeah, Josh said he was going through this divorce, but guess what? He doesn't have a support system anymore. And she still has a hold on him to a certain degree because they showed up together. They showed up on OP's doorstep together, which means they communicated about this. He got another spell put on him and they went and did this shit together. And it's probably going to take a lot of time after being separated from that to reflect on it and be like, well, damn, were any of my choices mine? And only then start figuring out and start backtracking. And a lot of bridges that you burn, you will never rebuild. This, OP, they're never going to be friends again. He tried to take violent abuse or violent physical action against him. And like OP said, I have a wife and kids. I can't have someone like that around them if for only that reason. Done. Forever. So he lost his best friend because he bought into bullshit and reacted on it.